What's up, y'all? What's good? Welcome to the What Up Doe Show. It's your boy Dame D, and I am back with another one. Talking about the Texas flooding today. So I'm gonna wait for a few people to chime in and chop in, and we're gonna talk about the flooding out in Texas. Horrible situation. I was just listening to some of the live footage that they had going over on I believe, yeah, Fox News. So yeah, giving you guys his opinion. Let me know what you think about this flood situation. um what the government plans to do to help these people who's been displaced, with more rain to come. I've just heard that is more rain to come in the upcoming days. you know uh 89, I believe, dead, with uh, uncounted, an unspecified number of people missing, I should say. So I just want to give my condolences to the families of the people who lost their lives. Hopefully, we can find those that's missing. Definitely, hopefully, help is on the way to those who needs help. Because it's crazy. I saw some of the reports earlier today, and I couldn't believe the situation. So yeah, like I said, the chat is open. I'm waiting for a few people to check in. Let me make sure that you guys can hear me clear. So I'm going to go to my channel and check everything to make sure my audio and, and video and everything is clear. So give me 1 second. So let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. Okay, I just want to make sure you guys can hear me loud and clear. Testing,
Okay, I
testing.
just want to make sure you guys can hear me loud and clear. Testing, testing.
Okay, so that can be heard. All right, good. We good. Okay, so I can be heard on that end. So yeah, the chat is open. Give me your opinion on what you think with this Texas flood, with more rain and bad weather on the way. It's been reports up to 89 people who lost their lives during this flood. With up to 50 or more people, reported missing. So I hear it's a lot of more bad weather coming. I'm gonna have to look at the Weather Channel to see the reports. Because I don't know. This is out west, so I don't know if this is hurricane. Well, I don't even think this hurricane season or not. It's just bad weather. So I advise for people that's heading out that way to may want to reconsider your plans heading out towards the Houston, Texas area. Depending on what part of Texas that you're going to. Well, Houston, I should say. Yep. So, like I said, I just wanted to chime in and chap in and talk about this for a second. I got one positive thing going on about today. I got my new internet services set up, so I'm able to use my setup and go live now. So I'm back to being able to do that. So I'm excited about that. I'm able to upload things a lot more faster. So I'm just trying to in the next upcoming days put out a lot more content, do a lot more live videos, and just put out more content, because I'm able to do that now, um when I wasn't able to do that months ago. But yeah, we're here talking about the Texas flooding. It's been reported 89 people have lost their lives due to the flooding. Up to 49 and 50 people missing reported. So I just want you guys to check in and chime in and just talk about this situation with me. Like I said, I'm testing out my new internet, seeing how everything is working. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on over, and we're going to check out some of the coverage that we may have had over on YouTube. So give me a second. Let me I might have to look something up. All right, so give me 1 second. All of a sudden everything is all right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to do it the old school way. Okay, here we go. And then I'm just gonna look it up. So give me 1 second in case Texas flooding. Okay, so we're gonna put on some of the Texas flooding, see some of the stuff that's going on about Texas. Okay, here's some live coverage. So give me 1 second.
A better way to get paid a way bigger check without having to go to court or pay expense legal fees.
Now it's search and rescue. 850 people, just around that, have been rescued so far. Now at Camp Mystic, we are learning 28 individuals have now died. 11 are still missing at this point. Governor Abbott, he's issued that state disaster declaration in over a dozen counties, and we're also hearing President Trump sending that federal disaster assistance with plans to visit the area potentially by Friday.
That's been hit by the flooding.
In this
so hold on, I'm going to share
yes, a lot of community members,
see me.
Debris surrounding here, but those search and
Still
rescue
trying to figure
aircraft
out
moving back and forth, emergency personnel. We've seen helicopters, we've seen drones, showing that this active mission and bringing closure to these families, potentially some good news
and this
as well,
is in Kerrville,
still
Texas, right
underway
here.
at this moment. As you can imagine, so many unanswered questions. We are hoping to hear from officials. There are plans to do so tomorrow morning.
Hopefully you guys can hear me.
Rashi?
All right, Carolyn, they're reporting live for us there. Thank you. Many groups are asking you to donate to help flood survivors. So coming up, we're going to be
so I'm
speaking
gonna go
live
ahead
with
and jump
someone
on. I
from the
just
Better
wanted to
Business
show
Bureau to
you
help
guys
you
some
out
of the
to make
footage
sure
that I've
that
been
the
looking
charity you're
at.
donating.
And at the same time, I'm trying to let me pause this. So yeah, you have to bear with me for a second because I'm trying to learn this new equipment. But yeah, give me your opinion on what you think the about the Texas flood. I'm hearing it's getting ready to be, more bad weather coming that way. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, I need for you to hit that subscribe button and become a subscriber to the channel. Over here we put out great content, all the time. And just try to keep you guys entertained with our own topics and with current events. But right now we're talking about the Texas flooding. Close to 89 people, I believe, reported, dead due to flooding. Over 59 people that's missing. Yep. So if you can, if you're out in that area, give us some reports. Give me your comment. I would love to know. From firsthand, how's the streets, how's the weather, what you've been hearing about up and coming weather that's going to be coming bad, weather that's going to be coming that way. So like I said, I'm here testing out my audio, my video, with my new internet, services. We've been down for a while. I have not been able to go live from my setup. I've been able only to just go live from my phone. So now I'm able to be able to go live from my setup. So, that's a great thing. I'm excited about that. So, we'll be able to have more, content put out over here. We'll be able to talk about more subjects, live, and I'll be able to interact with you guys. But the only thing is YouTube, and hopefully you're listening to me. You have to be able to put it when people's using their laptop, or just have it for where you're able to bring multiple people, and you're not even I'm not able to bring anybody in, using this version of YouTube, only when I use my phone. So that's the only bad thing that I don't like about this setup so far. But like at the end of the day, it is what it is. So I'm having a little feedback. That's because I got my phone a little bit turned on. But yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about the Texas flooding. It's been bad weather. So yeah, let me go back to I'll go back to that and look and see and a little bit. Listen, look at a little bit more of the live talk. All right, so give me 1 second. Here we go.
Too powerful. Today, we're going to talk about what features make a good flashlight for emergency preparedness. That's coming up on today's Hurricane Gear Test.
All right, I'm trying to, like I said, bear with me. I'm trying to figure out a lot of this stuff that I am not used to in this version of YouTube. I gotta try to move my picture over. Let me see, picture. I don't want to fuck it up. So I'm trying to skip this goddamn commercial. So hold on, give me a second, you guys. Yeah, see, right now I have no, so yeah, hit that to actually go to it and skip it. What the hell?
Washed away from the flooding, all of the barriers. This road is only open to first responders at the moment. No or neighbors or residents can come down here. They did let us walk on this bridge for media coverage. But Meredith Aldiz is north of Austin, covering the damage and all of the
so as you can
flooding
see,
impacts that happened
flood
over
has
in that
washed
area.
away
Meredith,
a lot of
what
land
are you
out
experiencing?
there. Hopefully, the people out that way are prepared and being a little bit more safe, and hopefully the government, is preparing to come out there and help those people and help the people that's still stuck, because you have a lot of people that still are stranded and stuck out there, waiting on help.
Now. So another body was found in debris late last night. The woman, though, hasn't been identified yet, but 22-year-old Caitlin Swallow of Liberty Hill was the first person recovered in Williamson County. At least 27 people were rescued by Williamson County authorities over the weekend, 16 evacuated by helicopter. Now in the area, RVs and vehicles were seen submerged in roughly 30 feet of water as water rushed from upstream the San Gabriel River. Now roads were also flooded, significantly damaged. We saw piles of just road debris
because water,
near that river.
You can't stop
and
that.
Like I said, a
command
command post is now set up with agencies from across the region working on recovery efforts, and crews are still looking for a man who went missing.
At one point, our swiftwater rescue crew had to just abandon their boat because there's so much debris in the water, you can't navigate it in a watercraft. And so they were literally crawling in and over debris, searching for our one male flood victim that is still missing.
Now, the Williamson County Emergency Management Director says they're assessing damage to the infrastructure, the roads, the bridges, homes, to hopefully be included in the federal disaster declaration to get more resources out here to help recover faster and to repair all of this damage. I'm reporting live in Williamson County. Meredith Aldiz, Fox 26 News. Back to you, Caroline.
All right, Meredith, thank you for that live report. We just saw Texas EquiSearch drive right by here. We spoke to them earlier in the newscast. They say that they came
that's
up
one of
here
my
just
questions.
to
How
help
fast
with
and what is
recovery
the government
efforts and with
doing
search efforts
as fast as they
as
can
the 4th of July
to be able to
flooding
bring help
just
in for the people
devastated
that
this
need help
entire
right away?
area.
Reporting live in Ingram, Texas, Caroline Collins, Fox 26 News. Rashi?
All right, Caroline, thank you. And like you were saying, there's just so many people that want to
Okay,
help.
so I'm
Well,
gonna
there's
come
a
out of
lot of
that
people
and
that want to
get back to the
help. So many.
commentary. So yeah, let me pause that. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, and that's my question. How fast, is FEMA, the federal government, at getting the people the help that they need? You know what I mean? Because these people need help now, not, a week from now or 2 weeks from now, but now, you know what I mean? Because it's still a lot of people that's out there stranded, homeless, a lot of people out there missing that's going to need help, so I'm quite sure there's, situation set up for, any one of you guys that want to go out there and help for search missions, help the people that's in need, help with the cleanup, so I'm quite sure you can get in contact with people that that'll with the right folks that'll steer you the right way to be able to help these people in Texas with this flooding. So like I said, I'm just right here testing out um this new setup that YouTube have set up, because normally I use another function. I have not been able to go from my setup for a while, due to my internet in my area, but it looks like the internet is working good and fine now, so I'm able to go live. I'm able to use my setup. Hopefully you guys hear me loud and clear. Hopefully you guys see my picture in picture. And like I said, normally I use my picture in picture. Here, let me see if I can bring mine on. See, normally I'll have my own picture in picture right there, but YouTube has its own picture in picture that you can use, and and that's pretty much what I've been seeing a lot of people use, and pretty much I'm going to be using from here on out. So I just have to practice and get used to the setup and the layout of this new setup that I'm going to be using. So yeah, I just want to check in and talk about this flood for a second. If you're new to the channel, I say I have a few people in here right now watching. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you can become a member of the channel. You'll be able to see videos every time we post, anytime. So I'm going to go back keep checking back and forth at the live flood setup, and just so you guys can get information and see what I'm seeing. So here we go. So give me 1 second. So I don't know why I can't hear the volume. So let me back out. So hopefully you guys can hear me. I did not hear the volume in that. So let me try it again. Oh, you know what? I paused it. That's why. All right, so here we go. Give me 1 second. So I'm going to actually go in. Oh, you know what? It's live, so it's going to commercials and stuff. So that's why you're seeing the commercials. So you gotta bear with me. They won't let me skip the commercials. This is actually Fox Houston, and they're live in Houston. So we're just going live. A lot of people I can see the comments, so I'll keep that part open, and let me share this with you guys so you guys can see it. Sorry about that. I thought I was sharing it. Give me 1 second. Okay, so hopefully now you guys should be able to get. Let me back up. Okay, now you should be able to see me. All right, there we go. So I have to hit it twice. So yeah, like I said, you gotta excuse me. I'm learning how to do this new layout, because I was, like I said, we're using my picture now. I'm using now, since my internet is fixed, I'm able to use that. But yeah, right now we're just talking about the flooding in Texas. Giving you guys this comment. Let me know what you think about the situation out there. My question is, what is the government and how fast is the government is going to act to be able to help the people in need who needs help right now? Because it's over 89 reported people who lost their lives in the flood, and over 50 people so far reported missing still. And I don't know why. They're on the commercial, so that's why you see this coming up. So I'll turn that down until the commercial yeah, you have over 89 people in counting right now that had lost their lives due to the flood. And from reports that's coming back, they're going to have more bad weather coming, with more flooding coming to the area soon. So I don't know if it's safe for people to leave the area, or I'm quite sure you don't want to stay put, especially if you're in areas that has been affected by the floods. So like I said, we're waiting on this commercial to go off, and then I'll turn the volume back up. I don't know what's going on with all these commercials, but we were just watching live footage of from reports in Houston. Well, Houston's reporting the live floods in Texas, I should say. So if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to continue to make sure that this channel grows. Okay, so here we go. So I'll turn the volume
Costco
back
has
up,
issued recalls for nearly a dozen different items. The recalled items include the Danby 8K U-shaped window air conditioner
So yeah,
and the Dia U-shaped
like I said, I just want to show a little bit of the live coverage things that's going out there.
Units may not drain
in
water
Texas
quickly
with the
enough
flooding.
and could
If you're
lead to
not a
mold.
subscriber to the
The
channel,
company
like I
also
said,
has
please
recalled
make sure
two
you hit that
power bank
subscribe
models
button, help the
because of
channel
an
out, help the
issue
channel
with
grow. We
lithium-ion
definitely are
batteries.
growing. I'm
Plus,
trying to put
Bridgestone
out
Blizzak
content
6
almost every
tires
day.
because they are missing an important seal.
I'm just trying to
Now we
keep
have a full list of
current
those
with all the
recalled
current
products on our
and latest
website in case
events
you missed
to
it,
keep you guys updated with everything that's going on. Like I
One
said,
Facebook post turned into thousands of
I'm
meals
using
and
this new
truckloads
layout
of
that I have. My
supplies.
internet is
Coming up,
back
a
up, so
local
I'm
man
able
puts
to
his
use
business
my
on
setup
pause
now.
to help
I don't
flood
have to use
victims
my
and
phone
says he's
most of
not
the time.
stopping until the
When I've
money
been going
runs out.
live, I've been having to use my phone. So yeah, as you can see, this commercial looks like they're setting up for to be able to help people, I think. So I'm just waiting on the live coverage to come back before I start the volume back up on that. Right now, they're just showing some commercial. Yes, the commercial break is in progress. But yeah, I'm quite sure different type of things where you can help the victims of the flood, and make sure that when you do, you're getting in contact with reputable people who's not out scamming and trying to do the wrong things with the money that you send in to try to help these people. And I'm just now, I'm gonna be honest, I'm just now hearing about this flooding maybe last night. So, at one point I'm like, what happened? I didn't know if it was due to, a dam break or just bad weather. So, but I'm hearing and I'm seeing that it's due to bad weather. So, I want to give my condolences to the people who lost their lives in this situation, to the families that's been displaced. Hopefully they'll get the help that they need from the government. So yeah. What up though, Big Dave? If you see me, I'm live, I'm broadcasting. That's why I have not I'm not ignoring you. You just caught me in the middle of a show, big dog.
I can tell that she has a great sense of humor, but
yeah,
she hasn't told me a joke yet.
Want a career as a pet psychic? We're not the school for you. Want a career-focused degree that's fast, flexible, and affordable? Apply now at post.edu. Post University.
Ever wondered what
come back? But yeah, like I said in the beginning, I just heard of this the flooding
360-degree
last night
satellite view
before I
of your
went to
home
bed. And I
right
woke
now.
up to this, so I just want
See your city,
just want to
your
come back in
street,
for a hot second,
even your rooftop
about
from above
what
like
was going
never
on out there
before.
in Texas.
Download now for free to get started. Just enter your location and see your world from a whole new angle.
Hopefully you guys can hear me good. Like I said, I'm using my new internet setup services. So far, so good. Everything has been working good. I've been able to upload things, and that normally would take me a day. It's been taking me minutes. So I'm excited about that. I'll definitely be able to bring more content to the channel. I'll be more visible, we're just bringing and doing more things, more often now since my services is back restored, because a lot of stuff that I was doing was just pre-recorded videos, which I'll still do a lot of that, but there's nothing like being able to go live instantly and then be able to talk to what you guys right there on the spot and then be able to show you the things that I'm talking about. At one point, when I first started that, I was able to do that, but something happened in my area where was not able to do that, not due to my setup. It was due to the internet services that I had in the area. Yep. So, you'll be seeing a lot more of this. I just have to learn the ins and the outs of using this picture-in-picture. I'm used to using my picture-in-picture, which is right here. When I turn it on the screen, you may or may not see that, but that's normally what, I'm used to working with. Yep. So, oh, they got some long commercial breaks out there, I see.
As emergency
Okay, here we go.
authorities
So
are
they are
asking
back. So
flood
I'll turn
relief
the volume
volunteers
back
to
up.
connect with official efforts, a Houston firefighter loaded up trailers and headed to the hill country to help those affected by the disaster. Well, Fox 26's Leslie Delaspore spoke with him before he left.
Okay, so here we go.
We still got money coming in, so I'm just going to keep running until I ain't got no money. I was laying in bed the other night, and there was just all I thought about was my kids' faces on that TV, and my heart's too soft to not do anything. I had to step up and do something. And I made it just a small post on Facebook, and I said, hey, I just was going to do one small trailer load of stuff because we're so busy right now, and I didn't know it was going to take off like it was. And then about 2 hours later, people told me that my post went viral, and we just had thousands and thousands of dollars rolling in. And I think we're up to like 20 grand in donations. I got watermelon, I got fresh Texas peaches coming, I got cantaloupe. I got a lot of good fruit for hydration for all the first responders that are working the river bottoms and stuff, plus a lot of toiletries and stuff like that, all the hygiene stuff. And then we got so many plates. Like I said, I think we're well above 2,000 plates ready to go, cooked, loaded up on a mobile trailer. And my guys are headed out right now, and I'm fixing to head down that direction to go help them as well. It seems like the community, the Peach Creek family and the Bayou Boys family and Bird's Barbecue and Crawfish family has just been unbelievable. Fort Bend County to Belleville to Needville. I mean, we step up, people step up in a big way, and we can't thank all of our wonderful customers.
See, and that's
just
awesome when you have the community that steps up
to see the outpouring of support
that's in
24
need.
to 48 hours. What does that mean?
That's what a community is for. And that's what it's all about. It's about helping others.
It's
when in need. So I'll get back to let this guy speak his piece.
It's it could be your kid. That's all I can say. It could be your kid. They've always said in the first responder world that kiddos are what get you. I can't imagine having to walk a riverbank looking for one of your loved ones or one of your kiddos and stuff like that. So it's going to be a lot of post-traumatic incidents, I think, afterwards. So, I mean, we're just going to show them love and care, and hopefully they can get the help that they need. If I could say one thing, hug your kids tight. Believe in the good Lord. The good Lord is everything. We're not doing this for recognition. We're doing this to get the word out. Right. Hopefully people can still drop by stuff. I'll run from sun up to sundown. I don't care. I use my diesel. I've taken a big loss on my business, but I sat down last night and I said, I don't care. We'll recoup right now. We're going to concentrate on them.
Reporting in Wharton County, Leslie Delaspore, Fox News.
So a lot of you have been wondering, how in the world could this happen? Why such extreme flooding where we kind of had ingredients that came together, unfortunately, to cause this destructive, catastrophic flooding event? So what happened on the 4th of July holiday weekend to cause this extreme flooding in Kerr County? Well, we had a disturbance overhead in that area, a trough from West Texas. Also, we had a very strong low-level jet stream around the Texas Hill Country, so that was steering in round after round of storm action. Another ingredient that we had, remember Tropical Storm Barry brought heavy rain to parts of southeastern Mexico? Well, that remnant moisture actually rolled up into parts of central Texas, Texas Hill Country, and the remnants from Barry added tons of moisture, which meant more of those extreme downpours. Also, we had extreme to exceptional drought conditions across the Texas Hill Country, and that made it difficult for the ground to absorb that water quickly initially. So that means the flash flood risk really started to increase very fast. Of course, several inches of rain in a short period of time. always leads to the potential for flash flooding. And that's exactly what we had. Since Thursday, close to 14 inches of rain showing up for Kerrville, but really Thursday night into Friday morning, they had already about 6 to 7 inches of rain before the Guadalupe River really started to flood and cause a massive amount of destruction. So I just want to take the time to go over the difference between a flood watch versus a flood warning. I know a lot of times we go under a tornado watch or a flash flood watch and you're thinking, okay, it's just a watch. I don't have to worry about anything. But when you go under a flash flood watch, that really means conditions are favorable for life-threatening flash flooding.
All right.
So what do you need to do at that time? You don't need to blow it off, but just be prepared to potentially have to seek shelter, get to higher ground, make sure you have a plan, review that plan to get to safety. And of course,
a lot of people be trying to ride out certain storms and stuff like that, but when you're dealing with floods and stuff like that, it's best to try to get up out of there, because that water is
immediately. As far as the tropics are concerned, of course, we did have a third tropical system make landfall.
It's unforgiving.
And we had this happen right around the South Carolina area. This is the third tropical system of the Atlantic Basin season, but the first to make landfall in the U.S. for this season. And of course, that was Tropical Storm Chantal. So that has
that's what I was wondering. I was thinking it was something due
post-tropical at this point, but we do still have a flood potential up around parts of the Northeast, including Philadelphia. That's where we still have some heavy rainfall coming down. You can see post-tropical cyclone Chantal just to the east of D.C., south of Philly right now. Not much wind with it anymore, but it still poses a heavy rain risk. So we've had three systems. Like I said, this was the first one to hit the U.S. Andrea, Barry, also tropical storms, but they did not impact the U.S. So as we go through the rest of the month, still a higher risk that we could see a little something developing across the northwestern Gulf, western Atlantic. Nothing out there heading towards us now, but of course we will have to deal with scattered storms locally and then more heat by Friday.
Okay, so I'm going to come out of that, turn that down. But yeah, they say by Friday that there could be more torrential rain, downpours, or more flooding. Hopefully the people that stayed behind will that'll give you time to be able to get up out of there, and get to safe grounds, higher grounds, or whatever you need to do to, secure your things and get the hell up out of there. There's no need of trying to, hold it down or hold the ship down, because as we can see, this flood is unforgiving. It's been wiping homes away. So I advise you to get your things and get the hell up out of there. Yep. So I just want to come in and talk about this for a second. I saw this, like I said, when I woke up to, hearing this news. It's definitely been devastated. Like I said, I want to give my condolences to the families and the people who lost their lives in this flooding. Hopefully the government is doing what they need to do ASAP to help the families and the victims of the flood. Because I know how it is, like not being in your own shit, like when you may be out of town or at family's house, there's nothing like, being able to come back home to your own home, and a lot of people won't be able to do that today or tomorrow. So hopefully the government is definitely giving them the help that they're going to need. And then hopefully I hope and pray that a lot of these people have flood insurance and some type of flood insurance and house insurance on their homes. A lot of us go without, and try to do without and think that we can get away with it. But sometimes, Mother Nature will pull a rabbit out of a hat, and show you why you need certain insurance and things like that, to be able to cover your home and loss to your home. And that's why you need certain life insurances, so definitely so you can be prepared, and if you're not prepared, definitely get prepared. It just brings me to one person, BJ3. If you're not, if you don't have life insurance or you need financial help or guidance, definitely get in contact with BJ3. He definitely can help you with that. He's a frequent person who comes on quite frequent. But if not, get in contact with him. He's on Facebook, BJ3. It'll definitely help you with the life insurance and trying to get your finances set and planned. But like I said, it's been over 89 people who has lost their lives due to this flooding. Over 50 people reported missing. So I just want to come in and talk about this flood for a hot second.
Brought to you by
we are
Advanced
back,
Hair
so I'll turn
Restoration,
the
Houston's
volume
simple
back up.
one-day hair loss treatment.
Okay. We're not back yet. It's still commercial. But yeah, I just want to come in, chime in and talk about that for a second. And I also
battery-powered
wanted
flashlight
to,
or lantern is
here we
a
go.
must for your hurricane preparedness plan. On today's hurricane gear test, meteorologist John Dawson shows us a powerful light that is rechargeable and also waterproof.
Okay, they're just
It's
talking
true.
about other stuff.
This
So yeah,
is
I
a
just want to come in and chime in and
flashlight.
talk
It does
about
a really good job of
this
throwing
situation
light
for a second.
along the
Needs
distance, over
needs to be signed on.
3/4
Hopefully
of a
the
mile.
government is
But
doing, like
that's
I
not
said,
always
whatever they
what
need
we're
to do to
trying
get
to
down
do
there
in an
to
emergency.
be able to help
And
the
so on
people
today's
during
hurricane
this
gear test, we're
tragic
going to look at
situation.
all of its features, but we
Because
also
people
want
are
to
going
think
to need
about
help
which
right
ones
away.
really make a difference
next
for
week,
you when the lights go out
now.
in your neighborhood. Now, Ace Beam makes lots of lighting
and
instruments,
again, I
and
just
I've
want to come
tested some in
in
the past.
and
Today, we're
test
looking at the new
my new
P20.
internet
This light is
services that we have
rechargeable,
over here in this
and the
area. I've
main
been waiting.
switch allows
We've
you
been
to
down for
navigate through the
months. I
different
have
light
not been able to
options.
use my
There are
setup to
6
be able to
different
go
levels
live. I've been
in
having to use
addition
my
to a
phone.
strobe.
So
Now,
now I'm
turbo
able to
is
use
going to be the
my
brightest
my
at
setup that I have over
5,600
here.
lumens, but
So
that's only
I'm
going to be
excited about
for a
that.
short amount of time.
I'm
The
definitely going to be
ultra
bringing more
low
content to the
is a
show,
respectable
live
50
content, I should
lumens,
say.
and it has an
Because without
impressive
that, we've been
74
pretty much
hours of
only
runtime.
been able to
That's
use our
over
phone
3 days
or
of
just do
light. But
pre-recorded
I
video,
think
which
you will
I'm going to
spend
continue
most
to
of your
do the
time
pre-recorded
on the
videos. But
4
now,
different
I'm
settings
able to
in the
bring
middle,
this back
all of which I'm happy with: the
to the
brightness
setup.
and the run times.
Back to the show, I
Now,
should
there's
say, too.
also a light that's on the back, and it is called the
Yep,
tactical
so like I said, I'm
tail
just coming
switch,
in. I
and
just
its
want to give
single
you guys a
function
few
is to
update in case
activate
you are not
turbo
familiar
mode.
what's going on out in
The
Texas.
waterproof
It's
rating is
been major flooding out there in that
IP68, which
area.
means it can
89
be
people
up to
has
2
lost their
meters
life due to
underwater
flooding.
for 30 minutes.
Over
Now,
50
like
people
many
is missing.
rugged flashlights,
So
its body
I'm
is
just
aluminum
trying to
alloy,
get a little bit
and
more
I
updated on the
like the
situation
slim barrel.
myself.
It gives
So
it a
I'm
good
just
grip.
bringing you
The
guys
lens
live
is
coverage,
also
live
tough with
footage
3
from
millimeter
Fox
tempered
26
glass,
News out there in
providing durability,
Houston.
shock resistance, and better heat tolerance. Now, the light is powered by a large lithium-ion
So yeah,
rechargeable
situations.
battery. It is
This reminds us,
5,000 milliamp
we're in the
hours
Midwest,
and
so we don't have
connects
to
with a
too much worry
USB
about
cable.
floods
Now,
and stuff
Ace
like that,
Beam
But we
likes
do
to
have to
demonstrate
have to
hammering
worry,
and
especially in
smashing
Detroit.
things
We have to
with
worry
this
about a
light.
lot of
They
power
focus a
outages.
lot on it being used for
These are times
self-defense.
where we
But
need to get
for
ourselves
emergency
prepared
preparedness, I
for
think
situations
its
like that.
strongest
Because it was just a
quality
lot
is
of
going to be
people.
those long
Not even
run times.
2 weeks ago,
I give the Ace
30,000
Beam
people had lost
P20
power.
a Cat 4 on my
In
Hurricane
their
Kit
homes
priority
due
scale. I found it priced
to the
online for
storms. You know what I mean?
$200.
So it's certain
Find more
situations where you
lights
can't
on my
blame
YouTube
DTE,
channel. Just
or
search
you
for
can't blame
meteorologist
your
John
local
Dawson.
electric company. You know what I mean? It comes from natural causes like this flooding
Hundreds
that's
of
going on
trained
out
first
in
responders are
Texas. So
working every
you have to
aspect
do.
of this
Okay, so we have a
emergency.
little bit more
We're only
live
focused on
coverage.
the Kirk County side, but we wanted to talk about that because from a linear from Hunt all the way to Comal County in a straight line distance is over 100 kilometers. This is a massive field that is happening. And again, this is unprecedented flood events.
I need to tell my community
up to his shoulders
and those families who are waiting, this will be a rough week.
Wow.
Primary search continues, and we remain hopeful every foot, every mile, every bend of the river.
And we are continuing our coverage of the deadly flooding in the Hill Country area tonight. I am Rashi Vats in for Anthony Antoine. So here's what we know so far. The death toll across central Texas stands at 104. With Kerr County having 84 deaths alone, children 28,
officials
at least
rescued
10
more than
campers and
850
one
people
counselor
over the weekend.
still
Wow.
unaccounted for from Camp Mystic.
At least
Over the
104
holiday
dead
weekend,
across all
officials say
country,
crews
so it's
have been able to
over,
rescue more than 850 people. Senator Ted Cruz also attended and spoke from the briefing this morning. This is what he had to say.
This morning, I met with a group of chaplains who've been going through the incredibly difficult process of talking to mom and dad after mom and dad who just lost the most precious person they ever knew. And those chaplains are just trying to love them and show God's love. So I want to say we will come through this. To those in the midst of grief right now, that might seem hard to fathom.
Yeah,
but
especially
Texas will
if the
come through
government
this.
that keeping they
And that
deal
was
up and
Senator
getting
Ted
that
Cruz there.
money and
We
getting
do
that
have team
help out
coverage
there.
for you tonight across the state. Let's start with Fox 26 anchor Caroline Collins, who is live near Kerrville this evening. Caroline.
Rashi, we're in Ingram,
So we
Texas,
got
and the
trees
devastation is unbelievable. The death toll has surpassed 100 people after the floods on the 4th of July. Take a look at this damage here along the Guadalupe River. Just moments before this live shot, the U.S. Coast Guard flew a helicopter pretty low to the Guadalupe River, just searching the damage. And we also have Texas EquiSearch out here with their excavators, multiple excavators, just searching through all of the debris. It's pretty sad because we're seeing them pull hats and T-shirts, many of them from the local campsites here. I was just talking to some locals who were just saying how different this area is looking at this point. They don't even recognize this bridge that they come over every single day. The guardrails were knocked
Yeah,
off.
well, one thing about this flood, it's in the country area, so it's a
fish
lot
in
of
this
farming.
area.
To me, it looks like
Now they can't do that
it's not
because
going
of
to
all
be
the
too
debris
many
that is just
from that
lining
area, I should say.
this road. This road is
Houses, I
blocked
mean,
off to emergency
not as many
vehicles, and
houses
only
probably going to be
media
destroyed if it
and
would, if it
first
was in the city, I should
responders
say.
are allowed to access this area
So that's
where
the
we
only
are
good thing
standing
about
as we're
that it's
watching
not
this
in
search continue.
the
But
city.
earlier today, our Nate Griffin
The
spoke with
city,
the
I should say,
Salvation
or a
Army.
rural
Take a
area where
listen.
there's more homes that could have been
Well, we got a lot of people
flooded.
out here. We got a lot of heavy equipment out here. We have located some remains today already. Well, it's late in the afternoon now. We've got equipment going to other areas. There's just huge debris piles all over the place. So we got that equipment going through the debris piles. We got cadaver dogs, and then we got all our foot searchers and everything that's kind of sifting through the debris when the equipment's taken out. So got quite a bit done so far, but we got a lot more to do.
That was actually Tim Miller of Texas EquiSearch and his team standing right beside us as they are continuing their search. We spoke with them just a little bit earlier today.
So it looks like they're out there
It was a
searching
tense and
for
sort of a stressful situation up at the
survivors.
city church, about a mile from where I'm standing right now. There's a lot going on. He was even getting calls that
So
excavators
pretty
tipped
much
over,
that's
and he
normally how
reminded
it
us
goes.
just how
Before the
dangerous it
cleanup
is
and the
for the
rebuild,
search
they
and
have to search
rescuers
for
and first
the
responders
people
to be
that's
out
missing
here
and
combing through
survivors.
all of this damage. It's pretty unbelievable, Rashi. I'm still kind of taking it all in, and I'm just in one area. This goes for miles and miles and miles down the Guadalupe. Back to you.
All right, Caroline, thank you. And like you were saying, this goes down miles and miles. There's so many areas that are affected by this flooding. So let's go to Fox 26's Jillian Hartman, who is live for us in Burnett County tonight. Jillian.
Well, we know right now there are 3 missing people here in Burnett County, including a man who was driving on the bridge over here when the creek over this way overflowed and he got swept away in the floodwaters. We talked to his son today who traveled from out of state to look for his dad.
I'm just gonna go back out that way and just see what I can find, because it's going on 72 hours, and the more time passes, the worse. If he's out there.
William Venus Jr. traveled to Burnett County from out of town to look for his dad, who went missing early Saturday morning when driving home near Hamilton Creek. William said he got notified his dad's car was found along the creek, but his dad, William Venus Sr., still has not been located. William is now desperately searching the area, holding on to hope he will find his father.
You gotta think also, like, the water, if it was this heavy, was moving really fast. So it could have banged him into something, knocked him unconscious. Like, there's so many possibilities.
William shared with me what his dad told his girlfriend as the floodwaters were rising quickly right before he disappeared.
He called her at the time when he saw the water. He said he didn't think he was going to make it. I had never heard him talk like that before. So I'm not, best case scenario, he's saying, or maybe I'm not going to make it home, or worst case, I'm not going to make it home.
Hopefully that's what he meant. Hopefully they'll be able to find him. Hopefully he's already somewhere safe. Just doesn't have his phone to be able to reach out and call people to let them know that he is safe.
Now, authorities say the two other missing people, it's a 17-year-old girl and the Marble Falls volunteer fire chief, Michael Phillips, and the search for them continues. Reporting live, I'm Jillian Hartman, Fox 26 News.
All right, Jillian, thank you. Well, outside of the flood zone, there is an overwhelming desire to help those in need. Fox 26's Tom Cisco live for us in
you know, I
Katy with
advise
a look
everyone to,
at
you
some
know,
of those
definitely get in
efforts to
contact
mobilize
with
assistance for flood victims.
reputable
Tom.
sources to be able to help. You know, there's going to be
Rossi, this
people
is a
trying to
story that
take
has repeated
advantage
itself over and
of
over
people,
again with weather disasters
you know,
striking
trying to help.
Texas.
You know, so
Our
definitely
neighbors
watch
jump
out for
in
the
to help.
scams.
It's another
You
one
know,
of those
watch out
sets
for
of
people who's
circumstances.
trying to
The
scam
images
on
and
people in
stories
need.
of death and
You know, so
destruction in the hill
I'm not
country
going to hold
are
you
just
guys
so
up long. I
tug
just
at
want to
people's
check in
heartstrings.
and
From
talk about
Kemah
this
to
for a hot
Humboldt to here
second.
in Katy
You
today,
know,
they
give you
dropped
guys
what
a
they were
look
doing to
on
collect the
the
things
flooding
that
out in
flood victims
Texas.
may need. Talking about things
Like I
like baby
said, those
supplies,
people are
cleaning
definitely going to
supplies,
need the
toiletries,
help out there.
food,
So, like I
clothing,
said, get in
all of the
contact
things
with,
that can
you know, a
help
reputable
people
source that
who have had their
before you
homes
start
and lives
donating
washed
money
away
or your
survive
services.
just a
You
bit
know,
while
like
they
I said, I
figure
want to
out
give my
how to rebuild.
condolences to the people who lost their
We're
lives
just
in the
trying to pay it
flood,
forward, and that's
and
what
to
we're
the
doing.
families
Keep a hand to our aid after Harvey,
who
and we
lost
are
their
paying
loved
it
ones in
forward.
this
We're trying to
flood.
help another community that is in desperate need of help right now.
You know, so
Our
it's been
hearts here in
over
Kemah told us we
104
needed to do
people
something for those folks.
reported,
We've been
you
going
know,
at it since 8 a.m. and
dead
it's
that
been
lost
a
their lives due
wonderful
to this
turnout.
flood, and many more people missing. You know, so I'm
I
definitely
am
going to
at
keep
No
you guys
Label Brewing in Katy for a
in tune
very
with this story. We're
specific
definitely going
reason.
to.
They
I'm
have an
definitely going to keep
ongoing donation drive.
definitely going
That's
to
what
check
that
back in with
collection
this.
of things
We'll
is
keep you
right now.
updated with this
And
story
then
as it go.
Friday night, the
You know,
Brewing Company,
so
along with a
like I
couple of
said, it's your
dozen
boy Dan B,
organizations
and
and
I am out.
businesses, are having an
Peace.
event here and a raffle where proceeds will benefit flood relief. If you need plans,